Today we're taking a look at these NBA matches, which are happening on Tuesday, May 2nd, 2023, and giving you our team and total picks for today. Welcome back to High Stakes. Before we dive into our video, don't forget to subscribe and to push the notification bell so you don't miss any of our videos. Also check out our Patreon if you want access to our premium picks. Our Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money, and if you are interested in props and parlay picks, check out our new channel High Stakes Props and Parlays, where you can find our player props and parlay picks predictions. You will find the link to our Patreon and to our new channel in the description and comments section below. Miami Heat vs New York Knicks. The health of Jimmy Butler is of primary concern for the Heat coming into Game 2, as if he needs some decent rest, Miami can still fall back on the fact that they already earned at least a split in New York. That's not to say Miami isn't interested in winning here, but without Butler anywhere near 100%, it might have been one of those lose the battle, hope to win the war type ideas for the Heat in Game 2. Butler could end up being fine out there to start, and the Heat are going to need his point production to have a chance in this series. Yes, three other Miami players Bam Adebayo, Gabe Vincent and Kyle Lowry finished with at least 16 points in that Game 1 win, but Butler's 25 still led the way. Going home 1-1 is still a fine scenario for Miami if they find themselves constantly chasing the Knicks on the scoreboard in Game 2 and don't want to risk further injury to Butler or anyone else. I think that's something Miami understands in this spot given all the veterans they've got who have had deep playoff runs in the past, but it's something I hope Miami backers at least think about when grabbing their ticket. On the other hand, the Knicks do not want to go to Miami down 0-2 in the series, as I'm not sure this core group who's still gaining the majority of their playoff experience on the fly will be able to win 4 or 5 in that scenario. The good news is the fact that this home team down 0-1 was a great Austrian shillings wager in the first half and full game for home teams in Game 2 last round, and we've seen a bump in the point spread partially for that reason. Game 1's result may have been bad for New York, but all the numbers suggest there will be bright days ahead. The Knicks made 5 more baskets overall than Miami 41 versus 36, but the Heat's +11 margin on the free throw line and +18 from beyond the arc more than made up for that difference. Defend without fouling and find a way to knock down a few more three-pointers. The Knicks were 7 for 34 in Game 1, and the Knicks will be fine. Should New York's own superstar in Julius Randle get back out on the court and make a contribution, the Knicks may have all the ingredients set for a blowout victory should things go well early. The emotional boost of a star returning, combined with a hobbled old Miami team content going home 1-1 in the series, means that a hot start from New York could decide this game by half. That's what Knicks fans are hoping for, and if they can clean up their outside shooting, a rout may be just what the doctor ordered for New York. Butler is going to be far from 100% if he even takes the court, and it is quite tough to see Miami heading home up 2-0 in the series because of that. From the outset, this series had the potential to be one where the two teams trade wins until one side pulls away in Game 6 or 7, and with all the extenuating circumstances regarding both teams' health concerns, I do believe we see this series head to Miami tied at 1 game apiece. New York still owns a +6.5 average margin of victory as a home favorite of any number this year and are 31-23 at TS this year when playing with equal rest. It was a sloppy second half for the Knicks in that series opener, but the majority are correctable mistakes that I do expect to be corrected rather quickly. Not having to deal with the lethal scoring prowess of a 100% Jimmy Butler may help that process along for New York as well. We saw the Knicks play suffocating defense at times against Cleveland in the opening round, as the Cavs really had a hard time finding anyone alongside Donovan Mitchell to provide consistent scoring. If Butler's point totals aren't available to Miami in Game 2, I just don't see how the Heat find enough offense to beat a highly motivated, slightly desperate Knicks group that could be getting one of their leaders back. Too good of a spot not to take a piece of the Knicks ATS. Our team pick is New York -6.5 points. Even with a total drop on the potential of Butler's availability, I can only look under the number here at 206.5, as I don't think we see all 4 quarters finish with 50+ points like Game 1 did. And it still stayed under the closing number of 210. With a much bigger potential for a blowout here with the idea Miami waves the white flag early for self-preservation, a series with an already low number of possessions per game could have a lot fewer. New York is also going to be content relying on their defense that's generally been great in these playoffs and possibly duplicate their Game 3 result from the opening round. That was the Knicks' first home game of the series, and it was a 99-79 win in an all-around dominant performance. These two offenses and defenses are plenty capable of putting up a similar score here, and while I do believe it lands closer to 200 than Game 3 of Round 1 did for the Knicks, a sub-200 final total wouldn't be shocking in the least. Our total pick is under 206.5 points. Los Angeles Lakers vs Golden State Warriors. Dillon Brooks said he would not respect a player until they drop 40 on him. LeBron did not fall for the bait and try to score 40, but the Lakers did beat the Grizzlies by 40 points in Game 6 to clinch the series. D'Angelo Russell scored 31 points to lead the Lakers, while no Memphis player scored more than 15. The Lakers held the Grizzlies to only 30.6% shooting from the field in the game. LeBron James was motivated to end the series on his home floor, saying, "We understood that we had an opportunity to play in front of our fans, and we wanted to try to end it tonight. We came out with a discipline. From the start of the game, we were just locked in on our game plan all the way until the final seconds." LeBron led the Lakers in first round scoring with 22.2 ppg, while adding 11.2 rpg and 5.2 apg. Anthony Davis also averaged a double-double with 20.8 ppg and 13.7 rpg. The two forwards led the way, and both shot well from the field, as each player shot over 48% from the field in the series. D'Angelo Russell led the team in assists with 5.8 per game, while adding 16.7 ppg, and Austin Reeves played well in his first postseason, averaging 16.5. Jared Vanderbilt starts for the Lakers for his defensive intensity and will likely be asked to chase Steph Curry on the perimeter at times. Rui Hachimura provided a scoring boost off the bench, dropping 14.5 ppg. The Lakers are healthy coming into Game 1. The Lakers rank 20th in offensive efficiency and 13th in defensive efficiency this season, according to dunksandthrees.com. They play at the 6th fastest tempo in the NBA. The Lakers were 20-21 on the road during the regular season and went 1-2 on the road in the first round. Game 7 in Sacramento. The 9-time All-Star set the record for most ever points scored in a Game 7 with 50, just edging out former teammate Kevin Durant and his 48-point performance in 2021. Curry had 50 points, but also added 8 rebounds and 6 assists in his legendary performance. Draymond Green said on his podcast, "I can't say I knew he was gonna come out and get 50, but I knew there was no way he was gonna allow us to lose that game." Curry was excellent, while his backcourt mate Klay Thompson struggled shooting. He only made 4 of his 19 attempts from the floor for 16 points. Andrew Wiggins was the second leading scorer with 17 in the game. Curry boosted his postseason average up to 33.7 ppg to lead the Warriors this postseason. He is adding 4.9 apg and also making 4.9 threes per game as well. Klay Thompson is second in scoring with 20.6 ppg, but is shooting below his average from 3, only making 35.6% of his attempts from long range, and he is a 41.6% career shooter. Andrew Wiggins has been a welcomed addition back to the playoff roster after missing 45 games this season. He is averaging 18.1 ppg for Golden State. Jordan Poole has struggled in the postseason, only averaging 12.0 ppg on 33.8% on FGs and 25.7% on threes. All three stats are way below his season averages. Kevin Looney is leading the playoffs in rebounding with 15.1 per game, and Draymond Green is averaging 8.0 apg while adding 9.5 ppg. Golden State's rotational players are all healthy for Game 1, though Andre Iguodala is still on the roster but will be unavailable with a wrist injury. Golden State ranked 9th in offensive efficiency and 15th in defensive efficiency this season. The Warriors play at the fastest tempo in the league. The Warriors were an impressive 33-8 on the home floor in the regular season and were 2-1 at home in the first round. The Warriors have been excellent all season at home and will keep the positive momentum rolling here to pick up the Game 1 win. The Lakers' biggest advantage is their size, especially with Davis and LeBron picking up buckets around the rim. Golden State's Kevin Looney is not a big scorer, but he is a very tough center and can defend and rebound with the best of them. Looney is leading the playoffs in rebounding, and Steve Kerr recently called him one of the best centers in the league. Andrew Wiggins brings an elite wing defender back to the Warriors lineup and will likely match up against LeBron. Draymond can be a headache, but also cause headaches for opposing bigs, and he will be a pest to Anthony Davis. Curry is coming off a legendary performance and will look for a repeat performance in Game 1. Take the Warriors to win and cover. These teams have big offensive weapons but are also strong defensively. Anthony Davis and Draymond Green have been two of the best defenders in the league for the past couple of seasons. Add in defenders like LeBron, Vanderbilt, Wiggins, and Looney, and you can see there is plenty of talent on the defensive end. The Warriors hit the under in 4 of their 7 playoff games, and the Lakers went under in 4 of their 6 against Memphis. The total of 228 is too high for playoff basketball, especially in Game 1, where both teams are trying to get a feel for their opponent. The Warriors play fast, but that is baked into the total of 228, and they have still hit more unders than overs this postseason. Expect a slow start to this series in Game 1. Take the under.